Welcome to Grapes and Debates, a podcast where we'll uncork some incredible wine and debate varietals of issues within the restaurant industry, one glass at a time. Complex yet delicate to be sure. And now, your hosts and owners of SoNapa Grille, Adam Barringer, Chris Botting, and Joe Bates.
Of Grapes and Debates, we always start off with wine. We talk about wine, that's the grapes portion, and then we're going to have a debate portion. Just like we've gotten to 15 episodes, I feel from the very first one that we did together.
Yes.
We have gotten considerably better. We've made improvements in technology, how we're recording. I'm learning how to edit, possibly. Not really. What am I talking about? We're getting better.
1% better every day.
1% better every day, which brings me to the point of launching a wine club. We have not had a wine club. It is a way to create loyalty amongst our customers and bring them into the fold of wines that we absolutely love. Yes, wine club.
I'm not a member. How do I join said wine club?
You just go to sonapa.com/wine club.
Well,
and
tell
then
me,
you can
tell me
join.
more. Tell me more.
All right, let me tell you a little bit more. $70 per month plus tax, and you get two wines that we hand select from some of the greatest growing regions in the world out of California, predominantly Sonoma County, Napa Valley, but there are other great regions, which we're going to actually go over today. Our first pickup was yesterday, and it was in all three stores. Yeah. You were in Ormond.
I went great.
Okay. I was in New Smyrna. We had probably about 40, maybe 50 people. You were there with me.
I was.
And we gave away two wines were in the club
offering.
And we gave a bonus wine. And we're going to go through all three of those wines today. So it's every month you're going to get two wines from some great growing regions.
Gotcha.
Next, it's a tasting. And people were very surprised at the tasting that we had. It was an awesome tasting. We sampled 4 different wines, 2 whites, 2 reds, and then we had an array of food. And it was...
Yeah. We put out some snacks, and the cool thing is it was some guests that I hadn't met before, but as the guest arrived and we poured a sample of a couple of wines or a couple of snacks, the wine club members did not know each other as well, and they started to meet. And the club really started to take shape a little bit.
I like it.
And by the end of the night, I'll see you at the next wine club.
I'll see you in a month.
And so it was much more than what they expected, where I know some wine clubs, they just ship the wines to your door. There they are. Great surprise. But making this a little bit interactive, allowing the guests to come on site, making it special for them. It was very, very well received last night.
Right. Yeah. So picking up the wines, you get 2 wines. In the bag, we also have recipes. We have tasting notes. Then the tasting that they were at, we valued that, let's say $30 a person, and you get to bring a guest, get 2 complimentary pop-up tastings a year, which we haven't decided which those are, but they'll be member specific.
Gotcha.
Access to our wine dinners, VIP access to the wine dinners. For example, we have the Caymus wine dinner coming up, and we have many of our members that...
So when you say VIP, they get first choice?
They do. They get a 24-hour first choice, and a 20% discount.
Wow, 20%.
Yep. And 2 complimentary corkage vouchers per month. So if, for example, you pick up your wine, you want to drink it at the restaurant, no corkage fee.
I like that.
And so that's another $30 value. So basically, there's a lot of value built into the wine club. Very proud of how our first wine pickup went. And we really did meet our goal. Again, crawl, walk, run. It was the first pickup. It was awesome. And the first wine is the Mer Soleil.
Out of the box. So this pickup was our bonus wine.
Correct. Can you, I need some.
Yeah, I would love to. Allow me.
I'm allowing you to.
Oh, I might as well try some. I didn't try any of this last night.
Okay.
Just a taste. Just a skosh.
So I should also mention that part of this wine club, why we chose the wines that we chose, because it is the 50th anniversary for Caymus. So we are supporting the Caymus family of wines. In the wine club, we had the Mer Soleil. That's a reserve Chardonnay.
That's what we're drinking right now.
Right. The second wine was the Walking Fool, or is the Walking Fool, and the third wine is Caymus, California. I just want to go on record to say Total Wine has this for $17.99. I believe this for maybe $34.99, and then the Caymus, California, I think it's above 45. I saw it as high as 65. But the bottom line is, when I added up the value of all that, at Total Wine, if you're just going to buy those three wines, $107.
Incredible value for $70 bucks.
For $70.
And all the ancillary benefits that you get.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. And they have some nice snacks last night.
Nice snacks, and they got to hang out with us.
That's
Priceless.
Dessert.
Priceless.
Dessert.
And many of them stayed and had dinner with us that night,
last
night.
Last
so
night.
that was also very cool.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We experienced the same thing in New Smyrna.
So
Marseillais Chard, what do you guys think?
I'm like it. It's light. It's not like your average Chardonnay that you get that real buttery malolactic kind of fermentation. You get a little bit.
It's got some of that. I mean, it still says it's Chardonnay.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So this is Charlie Wagner's project, I believe, which is the son of Chuck Wagner.
Yep.
And your depth on the Wagner family, your depth of knowledge on the Wagner family is deeper than mine. But Caymus is celebrating its 50th year.
Yes.
Marseillais is celebrating its 30th year. So this is also their 30-year anniversary. This is the Marseillais Chardonnay. Charlie Wagner's project, Monterey, which is a little south of Sonoma, Napa, but coastal, right? So those cool coastal winds allow it to ripen slower.
Yep.
And
look at you.
They call it the June gloom out there.
Get a little more intense, stay on the vine a little bit longer, right? Allow those flavors to develop. And but they have backed off of that buttery, creamy bomb that you saw back in the 90s. And it is a little more intense. It's a little more fruit forward. It's a little crisper, but it still says Chardonnay.
Sure.
Yes.
It's still got a creamy finish. It's still got citrus notes on the nose.
What would you pair it with?
I like this better than those.
I do. I would agree with you
bombs.
wholeheartedly.
You know, I would naturally go to our shrimp and scallop carbonara because creamy works for me. But this is light enough that I would put it with one of our fish features that our chefs are doing, which is different every single night, and these guys are crushing that. But I would put this with our Sonoma chicken, which is one of my favorite dishes on the menu. But the creaminess of that goat cheese, the citrus beurre blanc, I think this fits that very well. So
well played, Joe.
I think this is drinking great right now, and I'm not a huge Chardonnay fan, but this one works for me.
No, this is good, and I think for $17.99 at Total Wine, this is a good Chardonnay for that price.
And if you remember, you got it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't quite.
You kind of did. Yeah.
Great.
So
yeah. This is
good.
good.
I can tell you when I said, "Oh, and here's your bonus bottle" last night. What?
Yes.
Yeah. They were pleasantly surprised.
Value added.
Again, this is about building brand loyalty for us and giving back to our guests. And certainly they're paying for something, but I think we're over delivering on our promise for that something.
The value is there.
Yeah, fantastic first wine.
Nice first wine. The second wine,
Chardonnay. Do we dump or do we finish?
If you want me to get another glass for you, I will.
Would you like another glass,
Maybe.
Joe?
Listen,
let's just treat this like it's a tasting.
It's your wine tasting.
It goes right back in the same glass.
So wine number two.
Did
we get an opportunity to visit this?
We did.
New property.
Yes.
Suisun Valley. It
is just east of Napa.
Okay.
We went to it.
We did.
We took the GMs coming back from Sacramento Airport.
Wasn't that a surprise visit?
It was. We just popped in.
Made a right turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah. No, and we went to the tasting room, which was absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. State-of-the-art facility. And they're going to, I believe Caymus owns 600 acres in Suisun Valley.
Wow.
Prior to Caymus being there may have been only 10 wineries. And it literally was designated an AVA, approved viticultural area, a year after Napa.
Wow. Okay.
And yet only has 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
so it is
unique.
it is known for the Petite Syrahs. So this particular wine is Zinfandel and Petite Syrah. It's a red blend. It's named the Walking Fool after their grandfather, who was a farmer. I believe he lived on Howell Mountain, and he would have to walk up the mountain to either go home or go to work, and he became known as the Walking Fool.
Gotcha.
Because I think in addition to walking everywhere, he may have been drinking a little bit of wine.
Well, you know, the 2 foot express on a glass of wine usually works.
Yes, it sure does. And so what does it say here?
So it's a red wine blend.
Johannes Gloss. Bella Gloss. Okay, Johannes Gloss. My great-great-grandfather homesteaded on a remote Howell Mountain in Napa Valley, where he farmed and raised his family. Walking to work at the wineries in the valley below, this jovial man took on 2 monikers, Jolly Dutchman and most affectionately, the Walking Fool, as he was keen of mind and often seen on foot. This label stems from a photo of Johannes toting spring water at his mountain home. The wooden yoke on his shoulder remains a treasured item in the hands of the family today. Boom.
Love it.
Should we sample this?
Let's try some.
We,
Let's try some.
yeah, okay.
Sure. All right. And join us later when Adam reads nursery rhymes from Mother Goose later on in the show.
There you go, my friend.
Thanks for the tasting. Holy crap.
You can always have more.
Petite Syrah and
Zinfandel. So, fruit is riding in the front seat of this.
Yes.
Ripe raspberry, but there's hints of espresso in this.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you pair in this with, Adam?
I would, on our menu, I would pair this with the meatloaf, but I would also pair it with our short rib.
Oh, okay.
And ravioli.
Gotcha.
I think that would be an amazing pairing.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? This would go good.
Let me revisit this.
Also with, I think this would pair nice with barbecue.
The ribs?
Yeah.
That was a fun little barbacoa taco that we did last night. We may see that on the menu in the not so distant future, but I would put that
with
up
barbacoa
with this for sure. Yeah. You know, it's not a giant red.
Not at all. Not by any means.
I mean, it's not as light as a Pinot Noir, but I mean, it's not as big and fat as a Cabernet.
Yeah.
It's pretty even. You could pair it with a lot of things.
Yeah.
As far as on the food front, it can go big, bold, but it can go a little mellower as well.
Right.
So I love this. What a great food wine.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, it's a little too fruity for me.
Okay.
But that's me.
Sure.
De gustibus natus patentum. I'm getting better.
You are.
You're getting better.
Your Latin's getting better.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
You like what you like.
Speaking in tongues.
That comes later in the show.
Oh no, that comes with the debate.
No, see,
debate.
I do like this. So, and
it's
that's the
light
thing.
though. You're right.
Wine tasting is personal.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to tell me what I like, and I'm not going to tell you what you like.
Very subjective.
I enjoy this a lot. So,
well, you don't.
Would you like to revisit?
No, I want to revisit the next wine, or visit the next.
Which
wine.
you think is drinking great right now?
I do.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
So yeah, let's talk about the Caymus, California.
This is relative,
2022.
This is new, right?
So the inaugural year was last year.
Okay.
So yes, this is a cab. It is the grapes are sourced in 8 of the 16 sub-appellations out there in California, and right off the bat.
So is that why it's a California?
It's a Chuck Wagner.
Correct.
It's a Chuck Wagner product. It's going to be jammy. You get that supple, rich color. I mean,
that's good.
I'd say dark cherry.
Okay.
Blackberry aromas. Listen, it's rich and chocolatey taste.
Yes, I'm picking up that chocolate mocha. Yes. Mocha.
I would agree. And listen,
Well, it's a beautiful color. And listen, it comes from those guys. It comes from the Caymus brand. They're not going to put garbage in the bottle. They're just not.
No.
So
no.
When you find a trusted brand that you know takes care of the property, takes care of the terroir, takes care of the grapes.
They're stewards of the land. They're stewards of the vineyards.
Exactly.
They know how to treat a grape.
And they just wanted to have a kind of a third horse in the stable, right? To hit another tier.
Yes.
But I think they're knocking it out of the park with this. It's more of an everyday.
It's your everyday drinker.
Yeah, I mean, I can't drink Caymus 3 times a week.
Select,
right? Yeah, right. Yeah, special select is special.
It is.
And it should be special.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Caymus is a little bit special.
But I will say this: they're
something that's more
entry level brand. Bonanza is
fantastic.
Since that launched, it is maybe one of the #1 brands out there.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's kind of their entry level. It's called the baby Caymus. Yep. This, I'm telling you, I think this is drinking just as good
as regular Caymus.
As regular Caymus.
Yes, I would agree.
I guarantee you, the winemaker, if they heard us say that, is probably pretty proud of what they're doing, and that's exactly where they want to be.
Yeah,
sure.
And these guys put the stuff in the bottle not to sit on the shelf. That
right.
Listen, the experts will say, "Hey, this is best in 2028, 2030." They put it on the shelf to be admired, and it's admired in your glass, like a piece of artwork on the wall. You don't put a piece of artwork on the wall
and then
cover it
with
the
infinite wisdom of Joe Bates. Get after it.
Open it up. Cover it with a garbage bag and wait 10 years.
There you go.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous, right? Yeah, you don't wait 10 years to.
Oh my God!
So these guys are farmers. They're growers. They're stewards of the land. Well put. And so this is the fruits of their efforts.
Let me just see if it's as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, you want to revisit?
Yeah, because that was.
And again, I would pair this or lamb lolly chops easily. I might even go with as far down the road as the bison bolognese, which I hear we could be changing.
We are improving, in my opinion.
Okay,
and can't wait.
Okay, all right. So I would and then again, any of our steaks, I certainly would.
Yeah, you know what? So I come in on Tuesday night. I'm sitting at the bar with my bros, and so this is an everyday. I'm putting the Dry Creek flatbread in front of me.
Ooh.
I'm putting a couple of those lamb lolly chops. We got bacon jam in front of me. And I'm sharing a bottle of this.
Did you say you're hanging out with your bros?
I don't have any bros. I don't have any bros. I have no bros.
Can we get to some bros?
Yeah. Samita, can I borrow some of your bros, please? I have no bros. You are my. I have 2 bros.
You do.
You guys want to go to dinner with me?
Yeah, we do.
So let me ask my wife. Was that the third choice?
Yes,
so
it was.
Those were the 3 wines. Collectively, $107 if you purchase at Total Wine.
Dude, as an opening salvo,
we was great.
Fucking crushed it.
Absolutely, People were really having a great time in New Smyrna. I saw some of the video from Jack's Beach. I didn't. It looked like everybody was having a great time.
We had a blast, and
team did a great job.
We had almost 100% turnout.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't have to pick up their wines on that third Tuesday of every month.
But if you don't, you're missing out. You really are.
Yeah. Because we keep the bonus wine, and I'm kidding. No, but you're missing out on the kind of the fun and
the camaraderie. The camaraderie. Now you're part of another new group.
Right.
So now
we had 3 members that live in a community nearby called Plantation Bay, but we had 3 separate couples that didn't know each other. That we're in there kind of tasting it. Oh, you live. Oh, we live. Pickleball. Yeah. And so I think it's something that will become very cool and really be a true club.
Sure.
And
we're bringing people together.
Yeah, we are. So, fantastic.
Cheers, guys.
Job well done.
Job well done, team.
All right.
And I can tell you that wine club would not have come together without the support of many people.
And Kara, who's not here.
And Yeah, Emily, Kara, the rest of the team that
all the
supported
chefs
on
put the
site.
food. It was
put the food out.
a team event.
Yeah, absolutely. Would not have come off as well as it did without the full team support of SoNapa. So,
and also,
thanks to all of you guys. We love you.
And
yes, we do. Thank you.
Let's just be real. It was the guidance of Donald Burns, the restaurant coach, who did help us really push us, say, you guys should really consider doing this. And I know I don't want to beat a dead horse about having a coach, but I was thinking about this today. I was working out at the gym and I'm seeing these personal trainers and they're working with people. And I'm like, they're just, what do they benefit by having a personal trainer? Can't you just Google and see what you need to do? Can't you just type it into Chat GPT and say, give me a workout for a half hour? You can do that unless you are just so personally driven. But I think a coach helps keep you accountable.
Yes.
And if they're doing their job, they're also bringing new ideas. And that, I believe, is what Donald Burns has done for us.
Sure.
And
there's inspiration and there's motivation.
Right.
And you can inspire people. You can't motivate people. But
that's the accountability part.
And that's the accountability part. And so, he's helped us on a path we were already heading down, but narrow our focus in areas.
Right. But he really kind of inspired us to say, hey, I think this would be a good idea for you to really create a community of wine drinkers, create loyalty. And I'm going to circle back around by saying that now we go into the statistic, and I brought it up before. I brought it up with you guys. I even wrote an article and I posted it to LinkedIn. 38% of restaurants in the United States are either breaking even or losing money. 38%.
I think that number is going to grow. I really do.
No,
I think, unfortunately, the economic times that are ahead of us, and nobody has a glass, crystal ball to see any of this, but with those numbers, it's staggering.
No, it's staggering. Yes. And us beginning to work with Donald almost a year, not quite a year ago, but almost a year ago, he's really helped us right the ship, get us focused on our financials, on the culture of our business. I mean, I could list all the things that he's helped us do, including, what other marketing ideas we have. I think I sent out to our team, we had almost 200,000 marketing impressions on Google Ads in the last 6 months.
Which a year ago, number one, it wasn't even on our radar.
It wasn't.
And number two, it was, if it was anything, it was much less than that.
Right. And so I think the debate that we would have is, one, are we better off now than we were 4 years ago?
As an industry?
As an industry.
Us?
No, as an industry, are we better off now than we were 4 years ago?
Well, so what are our benchmarks?
Let's go pre-pandemic.
Gosh, there's been a lot of shakeup. There's been a lot of, some people just didn't have the wherewithal to go through those times, deep enough pockets.
Right.
People were being paid to stay at home.
No,
there were a lot
pre-pandemic though.
Oh,
pre-pandemic. Where was the industry? I can tell you, we weren't partnered together at the time.
Right.
And we were growing, and our profitability was getting better, incrementally, not by much. But
But when you say we, you were working with Outback Steakhouse
at the time.
But you were growing.
Great words to say, sure.
Same with us. We had one
and
location.
I was in a 30-year-old restaurant.
Right.
That was still growing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there are locations across the country for Outback that were still growing. Now, fast forward to where we are today, we have increased pressure on labor costs. We have increased pressure, inflation, our food. energy. I mean, I can go on and on and on about the increased pressure of prices.
Right.
So I say, are we better off than we were? And I'm using this kind of in election terms. Are we better off now than we were 4 years ago? And I would say, I believe the answer is no. And
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
And Outback.
Well,
I mean, they weren't
20 years ago was 2020.
They weren't immune.
We were so yes.
They were not immune to all of the factors that the rest of the restaurants were too. I mean, up until maybe 4 months ago, I think we were hearing about Outback, or 3 months ago, closing
several locations.
Absolutely.
Red Lobster,
which is,
I mean,
number one. My daughter loves the cheddar-based biscuits.
All right.
And so I bussed tables and waited tables at a Red Lobster in the
So they had their
80s.
fans.
They
some people are
absolutely
really,
did.
really
So
sad that they
for them to
closed.
close is actually crushing for me, but yeah.
But also one of the crown jewels that come out of University of Central Florida, Tijuana Flats.
Yes. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Done. And I read to the team the other day articles about small regional chains just closing because they took money, PPP, EDIL, and that kind of taking that money.
I think that's important to mention.
That we have of operating a tight restaurant with labor, with utilities, with food costs, and knowing
Increasing
your menu.
costs.
Right.
Well, many of the people took the money and bought a Porsche.
Well,
right.
What are you driving?
I'm driving a Chrysler.
Okay.
Thank
you, Jack. Thank you, Jack. Yes.
My point is, they were frivolous with the money.
Possibly.
And
yes.
we were smart, and let's put some in our back pocket.
But we also opened a couple of locations.
We opened 2 restaurants during the pandemic.
So we used it to build sales.
Yeah.
And we went from 3 million to 9 million.
We used that capital for new locations. You know, what we should have used it for.
Right.
Part of my point is 38%. I would love to see the breakdown of that 38% of the people that are failing. Were they industry leaders? Were they tired brands?
Apparently
were they
were industry leaders. If you're talking some.
Red Lobster, Darden.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Darden spun them off, to be clear.
Correct.
Okay.
But, I had an example that we spoke about before we kind of started this of, I had a retiree that was a friend of mine. He made his millions in RV sales and retired and said, I'm going to open a restaurant, and knew nothing about what that is.
Yeah.
Dumped $2 million into it, refurbishing it, brought a manager in that did not, brought in the wrong people, and people's been such a focus for us for the last year. So I'm just curious of that 38% of failed restaurants over the course of the last year, of people that maybe didn't need to be in the restaurant business in the first place. And then part of that is also tired brands that haven't reinvented themselves.
Yes.
Because that is crucial.
It happens.
I mean, Madonna was top of the charts for 20 years.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Because she kept reinventing herself.
Right.
Madonna, love you. If you're watching.
Well,
that's my point.
Okay,
though.
it's a tough industry to start with.
Yes,
80% of restaurants will not make it, or 80% of independent restaurants do not make it 5 years. So, to your point, yes, there are people, there's glamour in owning your own restaurant, for sure. It's a tough fucking business. Yep. And we collectively have to be better than the big brands.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, just my thought. Oh, by the way, this is an interesting
here we go.
statistic, which has really not much to do with what we just talked about. We drove from Florida to Niagara Falls and back. Florida to Niagara Falls and back.
Wait a second. But you were pulling your camper.
We were pulling an RV.
An RV, yes. Yeah. So
we were pulling an RV.
Yeah. So you were stopping along the way.
We were stopping along the way.
That sounds pretty normal.
It does. Yeah. People do that all the time. And we went through 95 on the way up, and then we get off and we went to Hilton Head to start. Then we cruised through the Carolinas. We stopped at Fancy Gap in.
I'm sorry, where?
Fancy Gap.
Yeah, okay.
It was Virginia, North Carolina, kind of the border. Then we went from there to Gettysburg, and that was up 81, so another major highway. Then from there, we went to Gettysburg, or we were in Gettysburg, and so we're a lot of smaller little towns. And then from Gettysburg, we went to Niagara Falls.
Okay.
What's that?
Did you start it from home? Where did you?
Yes.
Did you put the?
No. Yeah.
Yes.
So the answer is
you like midway through your trip. Let's do this.
No, it happened.
Go ahead.
It happened once we got to a ton.
No pun intended.
Of Trump signs.
That's a large amount. That's a large amount.
But,
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Up until this point,
it's above metric, isn't it?
Up until this point, we had not seen a Biden sign. I'm like, fuck. Yes, we're going through rural New York, rural Pennsylvania, and both of those states did not carry Trump at all.
Yeah.
But the fact is, there are a lot of
those are blue collar areas.
But it was
normally your Democratic,
right? But you see Trump 2024. You even see old Trump signs. Anyway, we had the idea once we got there. Let's start keeping track from here on down to see if things change.
So, what did you see?
I saw one Biden. I mean, this is no bullshit. Probably 100, I think we counted 100 and north of 130
pro
Trump signs. We even saw people on an overpass with fucking Trump flags. We were in Charleston and we saw a bumper sticker that actually said Biden Harris 2024.
And was that the one?
That was the one. That was it.
One.
There was not one Biden flag. There was not Biden. Okay. I mean, it was just.
Did Let's Go Brandon count as?
Let's Go
Trump?
Brandon.
Okay. So,
FJB.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of
Calvin and Hobbes guy peeing on the.
Hey, listen.
check.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
I
guess that's has a lot to say.
Though.
It has a lot to say about incontinence.
We talked about that a little bit.
If you shit your pants.
Did that happen?
I don't know.
That happen? Let's just.
I'm here to spread rumors.
Let's just tread lightly.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah. But
I hate talking.
Yes, yeah,
I hate fucking talking politics. I'm just talking. I do.
Really?
No, if we want to talk politics,
nope.
I'm gonna.
It's great debate.
I think the next debate is about legalization of marijuana, the pros, cons, how it could affect the restaurant industry. I don't know. All I'm saying is I disagree with the Republican Party coming out against it.
I don't get my question answered.
Well, let's go back to this.
So we're doing 3 Caymus wine dinners.
So when's the first one?
The first one is Sunday in Jacksonville Beach, sold out.
Gotcha. Ooh.
Monday, New Smyrna Beach, sold out.
Ooh.
Tuesday, Ormond Beach. Any seats? Sold out.
Folks.
Sorry. But we're doing it's all to support the Caymus family. That's why we're doing that.
They could use a buck. They could. They are down on their luck. Mr. Wagner.
Yeah, we got you.
We're coming for you with some support.
You know that nobody watches the podcast this long. They've already fucking tuned us out.
No, yeah. As soon as we went political,
yes,
they were like off. Yeah.
A different type of incontinence.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey, listen, good stuff, man.
Hey, yeah. All right.
Sign off.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to Grapes and Debates, presented by SoNapa Grille. For more information, visit us today at sonapa.com. Thank you for listening to Grapes and Debates, presented by SoNapa Grille. For more information, visit us today at sonapa.com.